How's it going? This is Chris, Black Capino, and today I'm going to talk about the Phantom Standard, Phantom 3 Standard. Now, if you're new to my channel, or if you browse my channel, you know that this is not my um, first drone. Primarily, this video is really kind of an introductory into whether or not, if you're getting into drones, which drone you should get, and is this going to be a suitable drone for beginners. Um, for those of you who've seen my video know that I used to own a Unique, made by Unique called the Breeze 4K, and it was my first drone. It has a range of like 320 some odd feet length, and it had a maximum height of I think about 300 or 400 feet, but I've actually taken it to like 120. So it's, as far as that aspect of it being a first-time drone, it's not bad. Although it only has a maximum cruising speed of about 9 miles an hour, which is pretty slow compared to the three, which has a max speed of 35 miles an hour. So basically, if as far as price wise, the Unique is 389, almost 400, and this one's almost 500. But I'm gonna tell you, if you're looking to get a drone and you're a first-time drone buyer, why you should not get the Unique and you should get the three. Now, primarily this is an older lineup. They have a newer lineup, which is their four, which they have, which is the Pro, and I believe it is the Pro and the Advanced. So this is basically like an older model, so they're a little bit less more expensive. Basically, this one is about $499, and then the next step up, which is the SE, is the is $599, and the only difference between the two really is this one has a resolution. This was only a 2.7K, whereas the Phantom 3 SE is the full version 4K camera, and it also has a visiting and positioning system, which basically means it has two little cameras on the bottom that it can use to kind of guide. It's like a kind of like a GPS that it can guide basically, whereas this is strictly all GPS. So that is the difference between the two. Beyond that, they're almost going to be about the same. Um, it's got the same amount of flight time. They're both 25-minute flight differences, but you can actually, it's really 25, but it's really 30. It depends on how you have everything, set, and what you have the highest resolution on, which tends to take more of the power out of the battery. But beyond that, it's a brilliant first drone. I mean, as far as what it can do and capabilities of it, I was really surprised, honestly, because I wasn't really sure if I was really going to step up to this one. Um, it's got a few features which is pretty cool. It's known as intelligent flight modes, which basically means that you can, if you want, you can set waypoints, which you basically would have. Obviously, you have to download the DJI app, and you can use your app to control this and basically look at the camera functions through the iPhone. Although I would suggest using an iPad or a tablet device because it's going to be a much bigger screen, so you can see a little bit more. And basically, what the intelligent flight modes is basically gives you home lock, waypoint, point of interest, um, follow me, and I forget what the other one was. And I've actually only used two of them. Talk a little bit about them. Like I said, I haven't really used them that much just quite yet because I'm still trying to get used to flying it. It's a lot different than the previous drone that I've owned. This is my second drone. The first one I had was a Unique Breeze, and that was strictly just with the iPhone. It just basically it was you controlled it with your mobile device, whereas with the DJIs you use a remote control. So and it's USB powered. So basically, you would just plug this in via USB into a USB port, and you just charge it. And then basically, that's how you know when you need power because it gives you lights. So um, it's got little toggle switches. These are basically how you toggle between flight modes. And I actually haven't figured out what this one is just quite yet. This is your gimbal. Kind of basically that means how you control your camera to certain degrees, all the way over. it has a 90-degree angle up, down, and you kind of degree it when you're flying it, depending on what mode you want to use and how you're using the drone. So within that aspect, it's not very heavy. It's pretty light. It has it has these little lights on the bottom. I guess they're called flight lights, and basically the front two will do red, which basically means that it's in operation and it's on. And you've got the green lights on the back end, which kind of flash lets you know that it's in flight mode, and it lets you know if there's anything that's going wrong. It'll flash different colors, although I haven't really experienced any of them yet, so I really can't tell you. Um, as far as the features it comes with, it does have um, the gimbal when it lays like this, it's totally normal. So if you when you get one and you think there's something wrong with it, it's absolutely supposed to do that. You can go on Amazon actually. You can get what is known as a lens cover, and basically what it does is the lens cover will slide up onto this, and it kind of holds it basically in place, which is kind of cool. I'm gonna order one off of Amazon. They're like $4. It does come with an SD card, as you can see right there. It's just a normal micro SD card. It's an 8 gig, which is enough for a few pictures and one or two videos, depending on what you're using the resolution wise. Again, the resolution on this is 2.7K, so it's roughly going to be, I believe, I think it's 27 by something. I forgot exactly. It's 27 by what was it? 2704 by 1520, and that's basically this is kind of half 4K. And you can shoot that at 25, and it's really only 24 and 30 frames per second. So depending on the quality that you want to use, I've used the 1080 quality, and I've used it at 30 frames. So on the website, it's going to tell you like 1920 by 1080 and 1280 by 720. But on your app, really, you're only going to be able to use the 2704 and the 1920 by 1080. And I would suggest using them at 30 frames a second because it makes the videos transition much smoother, especially when you're flying it at a high rate of speed. Like I said, it does come with a micro SD card. It's an 8 gig, but you can get a 16 or I believe 16, 64, 32, whichever one you want to use, depending on how you are going to record your videos and how you're flying it. Now, it does have a removable battery, as you can see here. You just basically clip these two. And that's basically how that pops out. And then it has a little button here. Press on that, and it kind of gives you a battery indicator of what the level of the battery is. And you can also use it. You can also turn on the device itself, pair your phone and the remote control, because yes, you need all three of them on in order to see what's working on it. And that also will give you a visual representation through the menu on what the battery power is and what the level is at. You can also as well you can fully discharge this instead of having to let it run out. Instead of letting it run to like 2 and then discharging up again. It's probably good to let it discharge every once in a while. There's an option on the app that allows you to actually decide what day, how long you want it before it discharges, and or you can just let it fly until it gets down to 1 bar, and then once it can't fly anymore, it returns home, and you just pull out the battery and charge it. It does come with a battery charger, and you would plug it in right there. So that in itself is definitely worth it. I mean, it gives you about 25, it says 25, but it's really about 30 minutes almost of flight time. And you can usually get enough video and enough photos in that. I mean, I fly for about 15 minutes and I got enough, and then I just, let it come back, fly it, and I just have it return home, and then that's it. So getting the videos off of it is pretty simple. Although it took me, a few minutes. It actually took me a day or so to figure out exactly how to do it because I was putting it in the wrong port. To show you what that port was after I just show you this one. But basically, what you would do is you would plug in the supplied mini USB into this and plug it into the port on the back of your computer, whether it's Windows or Mac. It doesn't matter, and it will read up as a scan as your normal, disk, as your normal micro SD card, and then you just drop and drag that from that to your computer, and you can erase it what's on there. Now, when it comes to firmware updates, there's you can do it via the phone. The phone will somehow manage to do the update, sending it to the phone or to the drone itself, or you can, what is known here is another USB port. You would just plug that in, and as you can see, there's a USB port there. You would just plug that again, just like you would if you were downloading videos from this or photos, into the back port of your Mac or Windows, and you would receive the update that way. The blades are removable, as you can see. It's really easy to take them off. You basically would just take one, and you would just hold on, and you just kind of hold the motor, and then you just basically twist it, let it spin, and then that's how it comes off. And then you basically do the same thing. It's got little indicators on the blade. I don't know if you'll be able to see them, but left to right is to loosen it, and from right to left is to tighten it. So what I would suggest you would do, though, for your first upgrade is to get carbon fiber blades, because they're a lot more rigid and they're a lot more sturdy than the plastic ones that come with it. It's not saying that the blades that come with it are bad. It's just that you can get it. Just makes it a lot more easier for you to fly at higher altitude without having to worry about it wobbling a little. And then I would definitely extend getting a range extender, so that you can extend it a little bit further. Not to mention, it also helps with less interference from other Wi-Fi devices that are around, especially if you're flying around in your neighborhood. You got random Wi-Fi area where you got people with Wi-Fi running all over the place. You're going to get a warning saying, warning, strong detection of Wi-Fi. Please, fly with caution. Getting a range booster will alleviate that problem, making it much easier to fly it. I'm going to be posting some videos of what I have been able to do so far with it. Keep in mind that it is a drone, so you will have to register with the FCC or the FAA. Since I owned Unique Breeze, it's already registered. I already have registration. The registration doesn't go by the drone that you have. You have to register it by what you have. So I'll probably have to put in a serial number for this one, and then that's pretty much it. But is it a good drone for a first-time buyer? Yes. I think if you're looking to buy your kid a drone and you don't want to spend a terrible amount of money, I would definitely endorse the Dji Phantom 3 standard. $4.99. It's a good first drone. You can learn a lot from it. The DJI site is very helpful. It kind of shows you where you can fly the drone. For instance, with the 3, I'm not as limited to where I can fly, where someone who had like the 4 Pro or the Mavi or the Spark. Since this is an older model, it's less. I'm assuming that they're not really too worried about this losing and flying out all over the place. So in that aspect, it's actually pretty cool. And charging the batteries doesn't take that long, maybe an hour at the latest, is how long it takes. So is the Phantom 3 worth it? Yes. Should you get it if you're a first-time buyer? Yes. If you've never flown a drone before and was thinking about getting one, yes, I would endorse getting the Phantom 3. It is definitely worth the money. It's a good first-timer. I'm going to have some more footage later on during the year as it's fall. I'll probably fly it around through the woods and get some more good pictures and videos. And then next year, when I go to Cali, I'm definitely going to take it to the beach, and I definitely want to get like some footage there, the ocean and just the beach and just in general, because I don't really have a beach here in Alaska, but there's not really a lot to do as far as that aspect. But as far as video, I mean, you'll see from the video footage that I put up that, yeah, there's a lot you can do with this, and it's pretty good. So, again, it's a good drone, definitely worth buying, definitely worth looking into. So, again, browse my channel, like and subscribe, leave some comments if you need to, if you'd like to, and thanks for watching.